A Georgia woman who spent 17 years on death row spent her final hours with a local chaplain last night. News Channel 5's Todd Walker sat down with Reverend Della Bacote tonight as she got home. The Reverend says Kelly Gissendaner was a different person, Todd.
Yeah, Rory's certainly different than the woman who made headlines 18 years ago and wound up on death row. The change was one that Kelly Gissendaner, that was the woman that Reverend Bacote fought for and prayed for 13 years and wants everyone to know about.
Old court footage and mugshots in prison clothes are how most people have known Kelly Gissendaner for the last 18 years. She was convicted of convincing her then lover to kill her husband Douglas back in 1997. Last night, there was a group of people outside the prison praying her life would be spared, saying they know her differently. One was her daughter, Kayla.
Do not lose your faith. This is not over.
The other was Reverend Della Bacote.
Just a little note to let you know that you're in my thoughts.
The two had met years ago when Della was in seminary and was assigned to minister in a women's prison.
Kelly, when I first met her, she was beginning to evolve. The person that she was when she committed her crime was not the person that I had encountered.
The two became close over the years and would write all the time, and Della would visit throughout the year. She says they became like sisters. Through the years, she says Kelly Gissendaner was a completely different person, ministering to other women in the prison and making amends with her children who no longer had a father because of her.
They were able to reconcile and come together, and her oldest son, he finally stood up for her on her final day at the clemency hearing, because at the first hearing, he was not there.
They tried as hard as they could to get her life spared, but Della holds on to the fact that Kelly's was at least a life changed, and the last card she received from her.
All I know is that God is still in control. Amen.
Now, one thing Reverend Bacote hopes will change in the future is Gissendaner's kids were told they had a choice yesterday. They could spend the day with their mother, or they could appear in front of the clemency board one more time. They couldn't do both. They chose to plead for their mother's life one more time, so they didn't get to see her. Rory.
Todd, thanks. Another execution was scheduled for today but was stopped. Oklahoma's Governor Mary Fallin granted a last-minute stay for inmate Richard Glossip. Glossip was convicted of hiring someone to kill his boss. Governor Fallin granted that stay because of the controversial new drug used in lethal injection executions.